And fade out. Manual fade. Hello everybody out in Facebook land. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the start of week number 4. Can you believe it? This is the beginning of our 4th week of these quarantine concerts. And it's been such a pleasure to share our music with you these past few weeks. And I know for us personally, it's been very therapeutic to sit here and do what we love the most at the end of the day every day. And we thank you so much for being along on this journey with us. For those of you who might be here for the first time tonight, we are Laura Dubin and Antonio Guerrero. Most of you know that, but we have had some new listeners every night, so I wanted to make sure I mention our names before we start. Tonight we would like to play, to start with a bebop composition by the pianist Bud Powell, who was one of the pianists of the bebop era, a very prominent pianist and composer. And when I say the bebop era, I'm talking about the 1940s and early 1950s in jazz history. So the bebop era was right after the big band era of the 1930s. And what happened was all these great musicians were playing in these big bands for swing dances in the 1930s. And after hours, when these musicians were done with their gigs, they would get together and just jam with each other until the wee small hours of the morning. And that was, to make a long story short, that was kind of how the genre of bebop style jazz music came about. So this is a bebop tune by Bud Powell called Bouncin' with Bud. called Bouncin' with Bud by the pianist and composer Bud Powell. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I see that some folks out there are listening. I see the view count kind of going up out there. If you're listening tonight, please leave us a comment and say hello. And let us know where you're watching this from, whether you're a few miles down the road from us in Rochester, or maybe you're on the other side of the world, or on another planet, perhaps.
Galaxy?
Another galaxy. If that's true, please let us know how it is out there, because we might come visit for a long-term stay. We would like to play a piece that was played by the group Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. It was composed by the legendary saxophonist Wayne Shorter during the time that he played with the Jazz Messengers in the 1960s. And this is such a swingin' and sassy tune. I just love it so much. This is called Backstage Sally. I'd like to know if he wrote this about a real person. Sounds like maybe he did. tune called Backstage Sally, composed by the legendary saxophonist Wayne Shorter during the time that he played with Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers in the 1960s. Thank you so much for being here tonight. If you are enjoying the music, feel free to head on over to lauradubin.com anytime during or after this performance. There's a link right in the video here at the top of the screen. And if you're enjoying the music, there are 3 ways that you can make a contribution to show your support. The first one is that you can, of course, download all of our albums. We've got 7 albums for you to choose from, so plenty of music to keep you going these next few weeks. Our first album was recorded in 2013, and we recorded the last 3 just this past year in 2019, and we are already working on album number 8. So you've got quite a collection that you can choose from there.
And what you were listening was the A Boy Like That?
Yes. The music that was playing before we walked in was from our West Side Story album that we released last year at the Jazz Festival. And yes, that was A Boy Like That. Our Tango in 7/4 version of that song. Yeah. So if you're enjoying the music, you can, of course, download all of our albums. You can also make a one-time donation. There are several suggested amounts that you can choose from, but you can adjust any of them to your liking just by changing the quantity if you so desire. You can also become a monthly patron of Laura Dubin Jazz, and that is the final option that you'll see if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. And that is something that you can set up through PayPal. You'll see a button there that says subscribe. When you click on that button, it'll walk you through the steps from there. There are several amounts that you can choose from to contribute each month, and it'll be an automatic credit card payment that you'll set up. PayPal stores your information securely. And please know that my website is also secure. I don't have any access to your bank information or credit card info or anything like that. However, if you would like to make a donation but you prefer not to do it online, feel free to send me a private message here on Facebook and we can talk about another method. And if you're enjoying the music but it's kind of hard for you to make a financial contribution at this time, that is absolutely okay. The thing that means the most to us, more than anything, is that you're here with us, watching our videos, enjoying the music, and sharing our videos. We appreciate it so much when you share our videos on your own Facebook page. These are all public videos, which means that they can be seen by anybody on Facebook, even if they're not like one of my Facebook friends. And that's really helped our audience to grow. Just the last 3 weeks, we've had a lot of new listeners who have come over to our page here because some of our dear friends shared the videos on their own Facebook pages. So we really appreciate those of you who have done that. So let's continue with some music now. The next composition is by the pianist George Shearing. And last week we played his composition called Lullaby of Birdland, which I think you could call it his greatest hit. That was definitely the piece he was most known for. However, he actually had hundreds of compositions that he wrote. And apparently he always made these jokes at his own concerts that he had all these other tunes that nobody even knew because everybody just always wanted him to play Lullaby of Birdland. I guess that's what happens when you have a #1 hit like that. Everybody wants to hear that one all the time. But this is a really fun and interesting and intricate tune that he composed called Conception. We hope you like this one. was a piece called Conception by the pianist George Shearing. I really like the conception that he had for that piece of music. That's one of those pieces. I mentioned this a couple times earlier this week, and actually over the at some point I've mentioned this several times during the concerts that we've done in the last few weeks, but there are several compositions in this world that I wish I had either been in the room when the musician was composing them, or I just would have loved to know what was going through their mind on the day that they wrote those pieces. And this was one of them, this tune Conception. It's just so interesting how he came up with it. And it's also an asymmetrical piece of music. So most jazz standards, I also mentioned this a few nights ago, I'd say like 90% of jazz tunes are 32 measures long. So they're either A-B, like first half, second half, or A-A-B-A. But this tune is a little bit different. It is A-A-B-A, but the A sections are not an even number of measures, or they're not symmetrical.
Exactly.
It's even, but not divisible by 2, I guess, if you think of it like that.
And the accents of the melody. I love the
that
accents.
too.
that gives you a lot of space to do some phrasing.
Yeah, figure out how to like fill in those spaces with your own kind of colors and stuff. Yeah. Next, we'd like to play a Great American Songbook composition. This was composed by Jimmy Van Heusen, and we recorded this version of this piece on our album Laura Dubin Plays the Great American Songbook, which was our second CD. We released it in 2015, and this is our Brazilian bossa nova inspired arrangement of the classic song called Like Someone in Love. was our arrangement of a classic Great American Songbook piece called Like Someone in Love. We've got just a few more tunes left to play tonight, but we love to stick around and chat for you all for a while after the music ends. So again, if you're watching this right now, please leave us a comment and say hello. Let us know where you're listening from, because it's so great for us to know how far our music is traveling. And it's pretty cool to have the internet, even though we're here in our own home, our music is reaching far and wide. So it's a pretty amazing thing about this day and age. So anyway, the next piece we're going to play, we actually recorded on the same album as Like Someone in Love. This is also on our Great American Songbook album. I didn't realize that when I put these two pieces together tonight. It was a total coincidence. This is one of those tunes that I learned from I Love Lucy, and I mentioned this a few nights ago, so if we have any of listeners here tonight who were with us, I think the night before last night, when we played a tune called How About You, I mentioned that something that I always loved about I Love Lucy, not only that it's a hilarious TV show, but that I learned so much great music from that show, from Latin jazz to jazz standards and Great American Songbook music. And this is one of those tunes that I actually heard for the first time on that show, and the tune is called Stompin' at the Savoy. It's a tune from the 1930s, and it is a tune about the famous Savoy Ballroom, which was in Harlem. I don't believe it's there anymore. Maybe it's just there as a landmark. I'm not sure, but this was just a absolutely thriving jazz club and dance hall back in the 1930s. And actually, it's famously where Ella Fitzgerald got her start when she was singing with the Chick Webb Orchestra. That was one of the bands that played there regularly. But there would be different big bands that played at this ballroom all night long. In fact, I think there would be two bands who would play back to back so that there was no break, so that people could keep on dancing. Yeah, I think they all played there. Yeah, all those great big bands played at the Savoy Ballroom. So that is what this tune is about. Our arrangement is actually inspired by New Orleans, a little bit of a rhythm called second line, which is a traditional drum rhythm that comes from New Orleans. And so, yeah, we hope you enjoy our arrangement of Stompin' at the Savoy. It definitely has a lot of swing in there as well. Woo! That was our New Orleans-inspired arrangement of Stompin' at the Savoy. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We've got just one tune left to play for you, but we'd love to chat with you for a little while after the music ends. So feel free to leave a comment and say hello. And of course, we'll be back here at the same time tomorrow night. We're playing at 8:30 p.m. Every night until the end of time, as far as we know at this point. It's truly been a pleasure to be able to share our music with you and continue sharing our music with you and being in touch with you during this time, even though none of us can see each other in real life. But we're really grateful to have the internet so that we can still stay connected with all of you. And like I mentioned earlier, this has been just really therapeutic for us to be able to still play. In fact, now more than ever, we're really just realizing how important it is for us to keep doing this no matter what happens and no matter what's going on in the world. And it's been great for us to just stick to this routine of doing this every day. It's been so much fun, really such a joy for us. And we hope it's been for you as well. If you're enjoying the music tonight, feel free to head on over to lauradubin.com after we play this last tune. There's a link right in the video here, and actually the link will take you to the music/store page of my website. And there are 3 different ways that you can make a contribution if you're enjoying what you're listening to. The first is that you can download all of our albums. We've got 7 albums for you to choose from, plenty of music to listen to over the next few weeks and months. You can also make a one-time donation. There are several suggested amounts that you can choose from, but you can also adjust them if you would like to, simply by changing the quantity. And you can also become a monthly patron of Laura Dubin Jazz. So if you'd like to see us continue doing these videos as long as possible, that's a great way to show your ongoing support. You'll set that up through PayPal, and this is the third and final option that you'll see if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. There's a yellow button there that says subscribe, and before you click that button, you can click on the drop-down menu and choose whatever amount you would like to contribute every month. And then after you hit the subscribe button, it'll take you through the next steps of setting up your automatic credit card payment. It stores your information securely. My website is also secure. I don't have any access to your credit card information or anything like that. However, if you would like to make a contribution but you prefer not to do it over the internet, feel free to send me a message here on Facebook and we can talk about another method. And as always, I've been repeating this, but I truly mean it. We mean it from the bottom of our hearts. The most important way that you can show your support is by listening to these videos, and we truly thank you so much for being here with us and for being with us every night. We've had many friends and family who have been watching these since day 1, and this is day 22 now. It's the beginning of week number 4. So we really, truly appreciate all of you who have been watching these and sharing these videos, everybody who's made a contribution already. We just can't thank you all enough for your support, and we hope to keep doing these as long as possible.
Yeah, and just to mention that we haven't repeat any piece.
Nope.
I mean, so far, everything is new every
new repertoire
video.
every night. Yeah.
Probably someday we will repeat if somebody asks. But
we're gonna see how long we can go without repeating a song. It's a great challenge for us, and we do have lots of music in our repertoire, and we're also constantly learning new music, and so this is a great, actually, period of time for us to do that. So without further ado, we'd like to play our last piece. We have not played a Horace Silver composition in a couple nights, and I think it's about time we do so again, because as you know, he's my favorite jazz composer, and we just can't get enough of all his great tunes. This is a composition of his called Opus Dei Funk. Great title. so much for being with us tonight. That's all the music for today, but we'll be back here again tomorrow night at the same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I almost said Eastern Central Time, combined every time zone there. I saw a bunch of comments popping up while we were playing, so I would love to just take a look here for a minute and see who's watching. Thank you all so much. Got a lot of notifications here. Yeah. Every night I feel it's a little bit easier for me to grab my phone here and ooh, I spoke too soon. I feel like, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but every time I log on Facebook now, it looks like they've changed the design. So like the 3 little bars that used to be in the corner to like click on your own profile, just like right now they're gone. They were there an hour ago. So let's see, how do I actually find my own Facebook page now? There we go. Not sure why Facebook's doing that, but oh well. Yeah. Just another thing to get used to. No big deal. There we are. Your mom's watching. Hola, Ma. Thank you for watching. Muchas gracias. Dylan. Hey, Dylan. So great to see you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I need to give you a call so we can chat with each other during this this quarantine period. We miss you so much.
Thank you for watching, Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan is one of my oldest friends in the world. Yeah. When I say oldest, I mean the person I've been friends with the longest.
Hopefully you're doing well, and is he in Washington? Right?
Yeah, I hope you're staying safe and healthy down there, and not going out of the house too much. But yeah, I would love to talk with you sometime this week because I miss you. We both miss you. Carlos Mercado's watching again. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Gracias, Carlos.
So great to see you again.
Sorry, I totally remember you. Yeah. We were having a very good conversation about his time living in Mexico.
Yeah, when we were at Native and ADW.
Thank you for watching, Carlos.
Yeah, and I apologize again for my memory slip last night. We've got a friend in Mexico named Alex Mercado, and since you said hola, Antonio, my brain, the first thing that I thought was that it was probably a relative, maybe a brother of Alex's, but as soon as you mentioned ADW, of course we knew who you are.
We were talking about doing something with the organ in the church.
Yeah. Well, hopefully when we can actually go out of the house again. I'm assuming that church is probably closed now, but we would love to when this is all over, we would love to meet you there and go check it out. Yes. Yeah. Lisa Clemens watching again. Thank you so much for watching. She says, oh, I'd love to listen to you guys in the evenings while I paint. Oh, how cool. Oh, nice. Love to see your paintings sometime. If you ever want to take some pictures of them and leave them in the comments here, we would love to see that. Very cool. I didn't know you painted. So wonderful. It's great to meet, to know of all our friends who are artists and musicians. It's so great. And I would say that probably the best thing that's coming out of this period of time now is the output of creativity that's happening now that, some of us have more time on our hands than maybe we did before. So if there's any kind of little silver lining in this uncertain situation, I guess that would be it. Yeah. Dad's watching again. Hi, Dad. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Jan.
Great to see you through Facebook. Oh, my Uncle David's watching. Hey, Uncle David, I've been meaning to give you a call. I'm going to give you a call this week. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching, David.
So great to see you through Facebook. We miss you. Your sister's watching. Deanna's watching. Hola, Deanna. Great to see you.
My little sister.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Deanna.
Yeah, we miss all of you. Donna's watching. Yay. Thank you so much, Donna. Great to see you again. We really appreciate your support every night and how you've been sharing all our videos. It just means so much to us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Donna. Great to see you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donna.
Looks like I saw all the comments here. Let's see if there's anything on my other Facebook page. It looks like maybe there is. So I've got this video is playing on live streaming on my Facebook music page as well as my personal Facebook page. And if you're watching on my personal Facebook page, which is just my Laura Dubin page, feel free to head on over to my Facebook music page and like it if you haven't yet. And that way you'll be notified every time we do one of these live videos, and also whenever I post any music-related content, which is fairly often. The thing that we're posting mostly now are these videos, but once in a while there's other news that I have to share, and you'll be one of the first people to know if you like or follow my Facebook music page. Margie, Ross and Margie, great to see you again. Thank you so much for watching again and for sharing the video. It's so great to talk to you guys the other night, and we're glad that you made it home safely and that you got each other to stay together, stay with each other during this this period of time.
Yeah, is Jackie listening too? Is Jackie?
I bet she is.
I hope. Thank you,
I'm
Ross
sure she
and Maggie.
is. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate your support, and we will see you back here at the same time tomorrow night. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Arrivederci.